You know, obviously you guys kind of get blown out by Muskegon. How good does it feel to come in here and flip the script on them?
It feels great. The win alone feels great. You know, if we would have won last year that score, I don't think it would have diminished how we felt tonight, because they're a great football team with some tremendous players, tremendously coached. And so regardless of what happened last year, now obviously that was in the back of our mind, and there's no denying it. But regardless of that, this is a great football team, a 2020 team, and this is a different team. And we wanted to come out here and, you know, we wanted to win the game. We didn't want to get beat 55-0. We wanted to come here and win the game. And our kids showed incredible resilience. That was a heavyweight bout. You know, we kind of came out swinging. They turned the ball over, and we took advantage of that. And then all of a sudden, second half, they come out swinging, and we're on our heels. And then that last, 4 minutes, 6 minutes, whatever it was just two teams that didn't want to lose, and kids that are incredible competitors, and coaches that are incredible competitors. So long story short, and I don't know if you're answering your question, I don't know I can't say it wasn't in the mind of our coaches and kids, but we wanted to focus on 2020 and how our kids were going to play today.
You guys went up big to start the first half of 14-0. Then you guys kind of fell off and tied it at 14.
Yeah.
You know, what does it speak to your team's resilience, you know, that you guys were able to pull it out in the end?
Yeah, that was probably what I was most so proud of. Not that we were able to jump up on them, because they're Muskegon, they're not going to go away. You know, that's just not in their DNA. So we knew the second half, they're going to make adjustments. Some of the stuff that we were doing in the first half wasn't working because of tribute to their coach and staff adjusting. And then all of a sudden, we've got to adjust to their adjustment. And so it took us a while to figure out what they were doing, why these plays that were working in the first half weren't going in the second half. And then we kind of, you know, that last drive where we scored, we kind of figured how they would line up to certain formations. And that's where kind of Brady Rose kind of got loose, along with our offensive line pushing, and Elijah Johnson getting some big runs to get those first downs.
You mentioned Brady. He did it with the pass, did it with his legs, did it on defense, special teams. Just what's there left to say about his game and how he impacts basically every snap?
Yeah, who?
Brady.
Yeah, I know. I'm just kidding. Yeah, Brady is a unique individual, you know, and people obviously talk about him, and he deserves it, all of it. When you talk to him, he'll talk about his teammates, and that's just the kind of kid he is. You know, I don't know if you saw, but he was cramping up. He doesn't leave the field. He's our starting quarterback. He's a starting free safety. He returns punts. He holds for PAT. You know, if that's not a Mr. Football candidate, you know, I don't know what is. He's not going to throw for 4,000 yards. He's not going to rush for 2,000 yards, but he's going to be a Swiss Army knife, and he's going to be our best player at every position that he's at. And I think that's what's great about high school football is you look at him and it's like, how is this dude doing it at a high level against Muskegon or King or Walled Lake Western? And you know, and I think what his teammates love most about him is if you didn't know who he was in a group of people, he wouldn't tell you who he was. He's just that kind of kid. He's just humble. He's what high school football is all about. And he's a good boy. Come here, Brady. Good game, buddy. So yeah, he's just a special individual.
I'm sure you touched on it earlier with these guys, but you mentioned a couple days ago when I talked to you how special it is to play at this place outside of Sailor Stadium.
Yeah.
This is your favorite place to go outside of that. How about winning in this place?
Yeah, which doesn't happen. You know, I don't remember the last team to win here. I know we won here in 14, and then maybe at DCC came. I don't even know if they came here and won. So this is a hard play. That's a great trivia question. Who was the last team to win a home game, or a visiting team to come in here and win at Hackley? Because you know, there's something about this place, and you look up and, you know, I was on that sideline, and then you're on this sideline, and it's just a unique, I tell all the kids, you know, my son, a junior, got to play here last year and this year, and those are memories he'll have the rest of his life. He won last year as a JV kid and this year as a junior, and so that's a special thing. You know, my dad played here. He played at Heights, but he had a chance to play here. I had a chance to play here in high school, and that's what's great about this place. His grandfathers played here, and you're right. There's no other place besides Sailor Stadium I'd rather play a football game at Hackley Stadium. And then to win here, it's hard to do. And
Brady's Brady. He had obviously a phenomenal game, but what can you say for the team effort you got? Yeah. Because there are a lot of kids that contributed plays here and there, I thought.
No doubt about it. You know, we had some big sacks to put them in long on the sticks, or they ran option and Gary Humphreys chased it down from behind and made a huge play. So Brady's going to get some glory, but it is absolutely a collective effort, and it wasn't Brady himself that all of a sudden it's 14-14 and you look up and it's like, oh my gosh, things aren't going right. It was our senior group, Bryce Sickinger, our center, leading he's our quarterback of our offensive line, our defense, and Keandre Pierce and Gary Humphreys and Kyrie Hamill's making calls. So it's a collective group. These guys have played together since they were little, and they've won a lot as a group. So they're used to that, and they know, no moment is, I think last year they proved that as juniors, no moment is out of their element. It's oh my gosh, we're done. It's 14-14. Let's calm down, relax. Let's do the things right. Take care of the football, stay on our blocks. And that's what's a special group about that senior class. And to come here and win at Hackley Stadium is a tough thing to do. I can't overemphasize how hard it is to win here.
Thanks, Matt. Congrats.
After last year's game against Muskegon, what was the thought going into this game for the players that were part of that game last year?
Obviously that's hard to forget about the way the way that was we were so overmatched, and I'd be lying if I said that wasn't in the back of their minds. But I think this whole week we emphasized, like, a lot of guys that were part of that team aren't part of this team. They graduated, so this is. We're team 58. This is Muskegon's probably team 100 and something. And so that's who you're playing. You're not playing last year's team. You're not playing 1921's team. You're not playing 2004 teams. You are playing 2020. And all that other stuff is not going to help them tonight. They got to line up against us. We got to line up against them, the guys in the helmets, and play football. And so that's what we tried to focus on, not the 55-0 shellacking we took last year.
First win on the newly renovated Hackley Stadium. Is this one of the biggest wins in your coaching career?
Gosh, I think that will be, a question I can answer 30 years from now, maybe 10 years from now. I don't know. I've had some special moments with some special teams. I think the way the rest of the season plays off would play a part of that. This is not an easy thing to do, so it's definitely up there. But one of the biggest for sure, I would say absolutely. Against a team like that goes to Ford Field back to back to back to back, and they just are continue to do the right things every year. And so yes, it is a big win, but we'll see in a couple of years from now.